Welcome to the Customer Machine Podcast, hosted by Dr. Glenn Livingston and Yoav Ezer. Glenn is a psychologist and marketer whose companies have sold more than $30 million in consulting and has trained thousands of marketers across different niches and industries. Yoav is a programmer turned marketer whose companies have sold over $5 million in products and services. Together, they'll teach you how to systematically stand out, attract, and convert the best customers, even in brutally competitive markets. And now, here's Glenn and Yoav.
Well, hey, this is the very good Dr. Glenn Livingston, and I'm here with the conversion machine, Yoav Ezer. How are you, Yoav?
I'm doing great.
Are you busy converting today?
I'm busy drinking coffee again.
Yeah, it's 7 hours later in Israel, so I understand why. And we have a very kind gentleman by the name of Phil Cullum. And Phil, did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. And Phil's site is the Internet Marketing Newswatch. This has been around a very long time. I remember reading this maybe back as far as 2008. Is that possible, Phil?
Yes, we first started publishing in 2005.
Wow. Wow. So you're like the guy to find out what's going on in the internet marketing world, aren't you?
That's our goal.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the business and the strategy of the site and how it's doing, where the trouble is, and let's see if we can start in on this for you.
Okay. As I say, the site's been around since 2005. We have published approximately 105,000 news stories. We publish 30 stories a day, 5 days a week. We have been doing that for such a long time. We are collating and curating stories we find all across the web. We are surveying about 100 different websites, looking at sites that have information that will be of interest to people trying to market their products on the web. And when we find an interesting story, we will let our readers know about it.
And what's the business model? How do you make money on this?
We have, for the majority of our life, not been attempting to make money. For the last few years, we have done a little affiliate marketing through banner ads and through ads that I write and place on the site. So you'll see the fourth post down on the page is an ad. And these occasional, we don't do but one a day, and a typical day, occasionally two, bring in some small amount of money to help support the site. The site is primarily a public good that I have kept running for many years. Now, I did not start the site. I've owned it for 5 years now. And prior to that, there was no monetization. I've done a little through these affiliate ads.
How is that working?
It does not pay the bills.
Okay. Okay. And so during all the years when you were not trying to monetize the site, what was, I understand you were doing the public good and kind of some social engineering, and I actually appreciate that you did that. I'm wondering, what was the primary goal of this site? If you wanted users to do one thing, what did you want them to do?
I wanted them to respect us and come to us as their primary source of news about how to sell things on the internet. So we were building our authority is the goal that we had.
Okay. And as you were building your authority in order to make that work, were you hoping they would sign up for the newsletter? Did you want them to subscribe to your blog feed or like your Facebook page, or all of the above? Or
All of the above. The newsletter is simply an announcement of what's new in the news today. So when you read the newspaper, you'll see the same kind of blurbs that you see on our homepage. And then if you think that article is of interest to you, you click on it and you can read the whole article. So the newsletter is a duplicate of this front homepage.
Hmm. So I don't have to remember to come back and check it if I want to see what's new in the world of internet marketing.
Right.
Okay. And how do you measure success?
Our measure of success, I guess there are two or three. One is the size and growth of the mail list, the number of visits to the site, the mentions in other related sites of our site, and other people retweeting and liking and so on. And then certainly, of course, ultimately the measure of success will be the earnings that we take from the site.
Okay. And if there were one thing you wanted Yoav and I to help you with today, what would that be?
I think we are doing well in terms of the content, the editorial content. So that's pretty well, my impression is that's pretty well in hand. The monetization is where we, I think, need to focus our attention for the future.
Okay. So I would translate that to more email signups, more views of your affiliate posts, and better converting affiliate posts. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yoav, do you have any business questions for Phillip before we dive into some ideas?
Yeah. Roughly, how much traffic do you get?
Yes. 300 to 400 visits per day to the site. And the email goes out to 25,000 people per day.
Mm-hmm. So that's translated to a month. It's like between 10,000 and 12,000 visitors a month, and 25,000 people on the email list.
Yeah, I would say it's on the order of 10 to 11. I don't think we get up to 12.
Okay.
Do you have any, it looks like you don't, do you have any calls to action embedded into any of the news stories?
Only the ads.
Only in the ads, but you don't have a request for an opt-in or something built into the news stories themselves?
That's correct.
Would you be averse to doing that? Does that interfere with your mission?
It would not interfere with the mission. I would tend to put it in the right column where it is on the front page, get that into every page, but we could put it as a suffix at the bottom of the post.
Well, if the primary thing that people come to your site for is to read your news stories, then that might be the primary opportunity to engage them. You know, it might be as simple as at the bottom of every story, before you have these, before you have these extra links, we just come up with a call to action that says, don't miss these hard-hitting stories, sign up for the newsletter, here to enter your email. And it might be as simple as doing something like that, and you'll get the most engaged readers who happen to be, who got to the site through a link or through a the feed or something like that. That might be one of the best ways to get them on the list, and then we can talk about what to do with them once they are on the list in just a little bit. Anyway, Yoav, I interrupted you, sorry. You know how I get.
Sure. Going back to the traffic, is it mostly direct traffic, like people coming to check out the current news, or is it SEO traffic coming to specific web pages?
The traffic tends to come to the home page, although we do get a percent to the individual stories. the stories do get some traction in Google, and we get traffic directly to them. But the homepage is the primary place people come.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead, Glenn.
Do you have a sense of why your readers come back? Why do they come here?
I'm speculating, of course. I don't have not done a survey to find out why, but they find our news useful, and that's why they come back.
Can you dimensionalize that for me at all? What does it mean to be useful? If I'm an internet marketer, what do I really get out of being at the site? Yeah,
the changes in Google's policy matter to serious marketers. The changes in regulatory, the arena that you're facing with the governmental situation is important. If a new social media platform arises, I might want to know about that. If there's new technology of some other kind. It's the fact that we try to focus on the new and the important that brings you back.
Okay, now you've got something. So what I'm digging for is I want a reason for them to subscribe. So get the daily newsletter. I mean, if I already know the value, then that's okay. And you obviously have 25,000 people, so this is working. But what if we were to say everything you need to know about internet marketing all in one place, get the latest information about Google, Facebook, and other major advertising platform changes, discover new social media as they're emerging, so you can take advantage of them. Find out about regulatory policies and important legal changes to e-commerce. What if we kind of made a list of that, and I don't know that you really need their name unless you're using that and have tested that it's really working for you, so you can get a little more space here. And like, what if we give them a host of reasons to sign up? And now I'm gonna have to say that doubles the opt-in rate. I'm going to have to say that it, at least adds 50% to the opt-in rate. And what if we then, at the bottom, we can come up with other, tips and copy and way of enticing them, but what if at the bottom of every email, every story, we put another reason for them to opt in. And if you really want to get them, then you match the reason to opt in to the thing that they just read. So this email is about 54 content writing examples, tools, tips, and resources. Okay, lesson 1, power of video text. Okay, then I go to the actual article. Oh, and then I see. So then they're going to go to the article. They're going to go off your site. So we were going to get them before then. So at the bottom here, I might say, for the latest in content writing and content marketing, tools, tips, and resources, please enter your email below. And you have a reason that's related to what they just clicked on next to every at the bottom of every post. So that's the direction I'm thinking in order to start getting them to opt in more.
What do
you think of that?
Yeah, let me add to that. So you're a content curation site.
Primarily, if you will go to the marketing commentary in the banner in the menu up at the top, that's where we put our own articles.
Right.
Primarily my articles that I've written.
Right, but I'm going to go along with what Glenn said. Glenn, can you click on a random article, like the first one? How to test your emails before? Right. So what you've got here, you need to, if you want them to sign up for a specific, for your email list, then you need to come up with an alternative to the link which says how to test your emails before hitting send, that will prompt them to sign up. So it should be something better. And the first thing that comes to mind is that you can create this list of the best articles you've curated on email marketing. It's a fairly simple thing to do, like the 15 or 20 best email marketing articles of 2015.
That's even better. I love that.
And
yes, it's easy to come up with the 15 most recent. Come up with the 15 best would be quite difficult.
I'd put some effort into it because the 15 best will get them to click and opt into your email list. The 15 recent, not as much value in that. So,
sure.
But you don't have to, it doesn't have to change every year. You can go with the top 10 email marketing list picked by our editors, right? So it stays the same. And then when there's a link there, and when they click the link, an opt-in box pops up and says something like, we just need to know where to send your email to, your list to, and that's it. And then when they sign up, they get that list, and at the same time, they can stay on this page, right? And go on and see the articles. So if you've got 15 or 20 or 25 different topics, I'd start with the top 5 topics. I create that kind of a content upgrade for the top 5 topics. Put that into play, see how it works for you, how much it increases your opt-in rate. My guess it will increase it by a lot. And then roll out the rest of the topics when you have time.
And Phillip, what you can do if it's onerous to read through and choose the top ones is you could just use the ones that got the most views.
Right.
That we can do.
See, and that's not a bad idea either, because then those titles have proven the valence. So when the button clicks up, you can actually give them the titles of the most, of the top email marketing articles, and you know that those titles are going to be enticing because they're already proven.
Right, the most popular articles on email marketing. Good.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Do you have more?
I think that will dramatically increase opt-in rate.
Definitely.
I would also try to test a double two-step opt-in process on the homepage. So if you add a list of bullets of what you get in the homepage, instead of just asking for their email, you'd have a button that says get updates automatically, and then an opt-in box jumps up. That might also increase the opt-in rate because it's you don't ask them in advance for the email, so they're more likely to click.
Right, because the people who are scanning, they'll be hooked by the benefits and they won't avoid reading it because they're thinking, oh, I don't want to opt into something else. So it's getting dressed up before you try to kiss them. Okay. Then if we are, let's just talk about the affiliate promotion conversion.
I just want to mention one other thing that just popped in my head that is a concern, and that is improving the bounce rate when people come to the homepage. Okay,
we will get back to that right after. Sure. Well, let's talk about the affiliate marketing conversion. The drop-dead best way to convert people to an affiliate offer is to talk about your personal experience with the offer. So if there's a product that you actually bought that helped you and you tell them specifically what happened, how you tested it, make sure you make some damaging admissions so you really have integrity and tell them what you didn't like about the product, and then show them some results. That's the drop-dead best way to make conversions, especially once these people are reading and trusting you. We're going to maybe want to look at your email sequence and see if we can infuse a little personality into it. So there's somebody behind the news watch and not just hear the latest stories. But, so let's take this for example. Arrange for our readers to attend the upcoming Instagram Success Summit at no cost. It's a 4-day conference on June 7th to 10th. You'll be instructed by a roster of Instagram experts for experienced entrepreneurs, small business owners, consultants. Check out the lineup and get your free access pass to there. Okay. So
let me just say the editorial style of these ads is these are news stories with a commercial intent. So this is, I write them as though they're a part of the news operation, not as a personal opinion or a promotion of my own. It's just, here's what's going on. We found out it. We want you to be aware of it, and here's some details. Maybe, that's based on my thought that this is a news source. That's its primary purpose, and I don't want to put personal advocacy too high on the agenda, even in the ads.
I see, because you're trying to be a strict journalist.
Yes.
Well, what would you think about being a video journalist from time to time and popping on and saying, hey, this is Phillip Cullen with Internet Marketing News Watch, and I'm here at the Instagram Success Summit, or looking at the Instagram Success Summit, and the reasons that they tout for coming in are X, Y, and Z, and we've arranged for you to get a free pass. Maybe not explaining your personal story, but I guess if you could inject a little bit of personality, the way that a TV anchorman might do, or something like that, even though they're being true to the facts.
Yes.
I wonder if that's a possibility.
That could be.
Do you have an affiliate disclosure? Yeah, you do. FTC notice.
And on this page, right under the column of banners, there's a notice on this page.
Yeah. Okay. You're fine. Well, I should say I'm not an attorney, but in my understanding of the law, I think you're fine. Okay. Do you have any other ideas about how we could inject some enthusiasm and excitement without breaking the journalist credo?
Journalist credo makes it hard. I think just if you implement the specific sign-up bonuses for different topics, then you can segment your list into different segments. So you'll have a sub-list of SEO people and email people, and then just doing that, if you find topic-specific ads, that will increase conversion. So if
should increase conversion. Yeah, we have to say should. We're not allowed to say will.
Should increase conversion.
Yeah. But I agree. What about having some special themed news days or something like that? Like in the same way that you have the top 10 email marketing news stories. Well, if you went through and you developed all of those PDFs, there's no reason that you can't use them to recycle the traffic to people who didn't opt in for those in particular. So if you have one on email marketing and you have one on Facebook marketing and you've got one on Instagram marketing, then there's no, and especially since these people opted in for a top 10 list, then we could take all of the top 10 lists that we made and we could sprinkle them in the fall sequence, and that would almost certainly recycle more traffic back to the site. So we can help you with that. Yeah, I'm feeling a little handicapped by because the thing is, Phil, the journalist on TV has a station that's paying him and you don't. So it's a difficult thing to stay true to the journalist credo and make money at the same time. So we're doing our best here for you.
Thank you.
Another thing that, there's kind of a discrepancy, and I guess it's because you're curating and you're not creating original content, but I might look at getting some help from an SEO company. There might be, you can do a bit of work, a bit of SEO work and get them a lot more traffic, because a website that is established as yours and it's got more than 100,000 pieces of content, and I'm guessing a lot of inbound links as well, you should be getting a lot more than 10,000 visitors a month. And
Okay.
you might do two things, you might hit two birds with one stone, because if you can get an SEO company to survey your site and quickly do some work that will increase your inbound traffic, then you've got a company you can recommend with personal experience behind it.
Phillip, are these proving ground articles? Are these affiliate links?
Yeah, the links at the end are affiliate links. This is my
Okay.
taking apart the product, looking at it, trying to figure out what its pros and cons are, and then at the end, I will generally will not do an article unless I think it's a worthwhile product. So all of these end in my recommendation that you look at it.
Well, I mean, I got to tell you, I really appreciate having someone with this kind of integrity out there, because the internet marketing world certainly needs it. At the same time, we need to pay your bills so that you can keep doing this, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah. So, and do you recycle people back to these articles? Like when you find that one of them is converting well, do you change the order of the article so that the best converting articles are in the highest traffic sites, and do you send out an email broadcast about the review?
Every time I do a review, it'll be mentioned in my newsletter. The articles are in the historic sequence. I do not reprioritize the articles.
Okay. Well, if that was a necessity of purveying the truth, then I'm not going to prevent you, but if you felt like it was okay to reprioritize it, I think you would make more if you put the best performing articles towards the top.
Okay.
So that's an option you have there. You could certainly you could consider sprinkling in, just like you're sprinkling ads within the stories, could you consider sprinkling in broadcast about a particular review that's doing well? That's another way you could drive more traffic to the reviews that are making you some money.
Yes. I'll just say, though, that people read the stories, including the ads, for their news value. They do not, overall, rarely do they buy based on what I say. At least, rarely do they buy through my affiliate link.
So I'm going to ask something.
My theory is that they read this, they say, hey, that sounds interesting. Let me go see who's got the best bonuses for that product. And once they read my article, they go look around, they find somebody, they think, well, these bonuses are going to be good for me. I think I'll buy it through them. I do not get many sales through my ads. And so one consideration is I'll just stop doing ads. It's not paying off in terms of the return on my investment of time.
Phil, I have a different route we might consider. What are your you're sending out daily emails with the news?
Correct.
What are your open rates like?
I would say about 5% of my mailing list opens it each day.
Good. And how do you format the subject line? What's the subject line? for the update.
I can show you an email if that would be of help.
That would be great.
Sure. I'll make you a presenter. You have to accept the presentation, Phil. And while there's a pause waiting for you to accept, we always sing, and that always encourages people to
All right.
pick up sooner. We're waiting for Phil to accept the presentation. There we go. See, I told you it always works.
All right. So here is today's newsletter.
So it's just the titles, and it's like the summary page of a blog.
Essentially the home page of the site.
Mm-hmm. And what's the subject line again?
We highlight one particular article we think would be interesting in the subject line.
Mm-hmm. Could you show us a couple more emails?
Sure.
So one quick test that I would run is I would move the feature article to be at the beginning of the email subject line.
Okay.
Because that's the main benefit you're selling in the email. That's the reason you're putting it up on the subject line. And
yes.
it might draw more people to open the subject line. A second thing that will take more work is to actually come up with a combined subject line that combines more benefits than just one article. So 12 Pinterest tips, 5 upcoming social media tools, and another benefit, and then dash IM news. So
yes.
The more benefits you stack in the subject line, the more likely it is to get opened.
Yes, there is a limit on how many characters will appear, depending on your email client. I don't know what that limit is, but I can't get many more characters than I'm already getting. As you can see, at least in Gmail, you can't get many more.
Right, but that's why you have to do some editing work there. But it'll take more time every day, but it might get you higher open rates, and higher open rates means more traffic. And I'm guessing this is a major source of traffic for you.
Yes, it is.
So if we can increase this by 2%, the open rate, then you get 40% more traffic from this source, then it'll be great.
So I mean, what we're talking about so far, I feel confident should increase the traffic to this site, and so that's a good thing. But I still don't feel like we've got a solid monetization strategy. Can you accept advertising in the emails themselves?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Okay. And how is that working?
We have not had much in the last just 5 years. We probably received $500 worth of advertising.
Is this the only way that you solicit advertisers?
It's 99.9%. Sometimes I might see somebody I think would be a good candidate and send them an email, but that's rare.
Okay. So this is real estate that we can leverage a little better. So we want to say something like reach 25,000 avid internet marketers through our trusted newsletter every day. We have stellar rates and a solid design team to help you with e-zine advertising, banners, interstitials, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For a media kit and more information, please, click here. and maybe have a form for them to fill out or something like that. Say availability, subject to availability. So there's a little bit of scarcity associated with it, and let's just use this to show them what they're missing out on, so that they might consider advertising with you. That's another option for a little more money. And then you could have a note periodically at the top or bottom of your newsletters that says consider advertising on IM Newswatch, that links back to this page. And the reason that might be a smart move for you is because you've got a list of marketers. So these people are all trying to figure out how to reach. Internet marketing is kind of an incestuous crowd, and they're all marketing to each other. So if you've got reasonable rates and a brand that they trust, you probably would find some people that are interested in doing that. You just have to put it front and center and spell out for them why they might want to do that. So that's another idea for you.
Yeah, and let me just remind you that ads here are seen as sort of public service announcements. They're not generally productive.
Well, Phil, if we can't do anything besides public service, then I don't know how to make you any money. I mean, maybe this is not
describing my thoughts. I was describing the reader's thoughts there. I did get some clicks, but few of the ads get any response.
So, I mean, we'd have to. Do you want to look at the very specific ad you're using and see if we can solve that? Because I mean, I can tell you that I'm not surprised that this is not getting a big response, because you're not really giving them a reason to advertise or telling them how many people they're going to reach or anything like that. Right. And they have to switch media and jump off of the web browser and go to their email and type this in. So this is the type of thing I would do if I want.
If you'll take one of the banners, for example, the banner up at the top, it's not showing for some reason right now, the banner beside my logo. That banner has been there. That banner has been there for 2 years almost. And according to the person who placed it there, he's not made any sales from that banner. And that banner alternates with one of his other products, so neither of his two products has made sales.
Do you know how many clicks he's gotten?
But it's leading to a sales page that sells something else, so I'm not surprised that it's not making any sales.
Well, that's an interesting point.
I was expecting to get a WordPress safety plan, but I'm getting a multimedia toolbox.
This is the other thing he advertises. Somehow he's not got his linkage set up to change when he changes which ones. He does an A/B switching of those two ads.
So
I'll mention that to him.
Phil, can we do a little exercise? Let's say I'm an advertiser. I proudly own a podcast about advertising and marketing with Dr. Glenn Livingston, and I would like to send out an email ad to your list. So how much would that cost me?
Yes, if you wanted to have a solo ad to my list, it would cost $100.
And can I choose the subject line?
Yes.
And I have to disclose it's an ad in the email, right? But other than that, I can also, write the copy myself. Is that okay?
That is okay. I would read it if I thought it was too hyperbolic and claimed too much. I would not run the ad. I would work with you to get it put down into a more reasonable format. But yes, you write the copy, and I have the right to say I'm not going to run that copy.
Okay, so I have to tell you, it's a great deal. Okay, it's a wonderful deal. I think that if you spell this deal out here on the advertising page, on the advertise page, and occasionally describe that deal in your newsletter, you're going to get takers. Because 25,000 subscribers is a big list. And
How many clicks do you typically generate on an email?
Let me say, we'd have to go and look. It's been a while since I've looked, but on a typical day, the email gets opened by approximately 300 people.
And so you're generating 100 or 150 clicks?
I would guess, yes.
So in a very rough sense, I'm paying about $1 per visitor.
That sounds right.
It's not bad for internet marketers.
so 300 people, that's 1.5%, 1.2% of open rate.
That's not unusual for an internet marketing list, Yoav. It's extremely crowded.
Okay.
I've gotten as much as a 5%. Oh, as an open rate as a 1%.
It's an open rate.
That's a little low. Yeah, that's a little low. So I think some of the things you were telling him before about changing the subject line should help with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe even consider doing specific topic days, so you can have you cover a specific topic on every day, so you have a specific subject line that's cohesive. SEO tools, link building, and on-page optimization strategies. That would be the subject line for Tuesday, or 15 new email templates that can change your business, and that's for Monday. So the idea is to make the emails more interesting, just to open, because you've got 1.2% is a very low open rate.
Yeah.
And then if you sell solo ads, you can get that up to like maybe 500, 600 opens, and then 200, 300 clicks for $100. That's a good deal.
But what I don't understand is that if it's okay for solo advertisers to pitch to your list, why isn't it okay for you to pitch to your list?
Well, I suppose as long as I disclose it's a pitch, and in fact these ads that I place in there, I am making a pitch to the list. But everything under IMNW ads on the right-hand column is an ad that I've written for a product, and that ad will be one of the line items in the newsletter.
I mean, what if you just got a little more aggressive with your own solo ads and, took a slightly different tone, say hey, I'm the man behind IMM Newswatch, and I work really hard to keep it neutral, but today I want to give an editorial opinion. This is definitely my opinion, and and then you can have a disclosure at the bottom that you make money for it, and then tell them this is my experience with the product, and this is why I think you should get it, and maybe offer them a little incentive for buying through your link or something like that. I mean, do you feel like that's going to ruin the whole moral justification for the business if you do that? Because it's a big opportunity.
As long as it's disclosed, and as long as I write it as a somewhat dispassionate observer that is not a typical internet marketing ad, yes, I think that could be done.
Mm-hmm. So the only word that I object to in there is dispassionate, because people buy enthusiasm, and I think what you're saying is you don't want to allow yourself to be biased by the financial incentive. But if there's a real solution for someone that they're going to do better with, then I would want you to be passionate in your description to me, because I wouldn't want to miss out on that opportunity.
To do that, I would have to change my advertising philosophy to not run an ad every day, but to run an ad a week, so that I would have time to review a particular product in enough detail that I become passionate about it.
Okay. Well, maybe it's worth a test or two and see how much money is actually there for you. And then you can decide whether it's worth the time to do that.
Yeah.
Yoav and I typically find that less products produced with more passion and more quality do better. As a matter of fact, we're doing a podcast this morning where we said there seems to be a philosophy in line that you're not going to have to work much to, produce content and, get quality visitors and make money. But I've actually found that the only marketers that I know who really do make money, they're putting like 8, 10, 12 hours into every hour of content that they provide. And they stand out from the crowd. And if you think about it, it makes sense. So I would give it a shot. I would give that a shot.
To say I have taken that approach. Originally, I was writing 10 ads per day, and that got to be impossible for me. I couldn't put enough thought into each ad to do anything. So I've got it down now to 1 ad per day. I can get it down to 1 ad per week, and put even more time into that particular notice.
Well, okay. So, if you could generate 5 or 10 sales a week.
Glenn, may I add something here?
Yeah.
Phil, I actually have a problem with your current advertising philosophy. I'm sorry to be, if I'm being negative here. I'm trying to be the devil's advocate here for a second. Right now, I feel I've browsed through your site while you were talking with Glenn, and I feel your ads are disguised as articles. So as a reader, when I start reading an article and I reach all the way through and I find that it's an ad, that kind of bothers me.
It's a poor disguise, because in the headline it says it's an ad.
Right, but it says ad in a small couple of letters, so if I miss that, it looks like an article, it reads like an article, and then when I get to the end, I understand it's an ad. I feel trapped. I for one would like you to have more personal game when you recommend a tool. Like, I don't want to get a recommendation from you if you're not fully convinced that it will help me. And your ads are not doing that. They're like, they're browsing the surface of the product, but I don't get an actual recommendation from you.
Yes.
And that might be the reason why you're not getting any sales. But I could go and read the copy for the product. It'll tell me the same thing.
Yes.
But if
yes, I agree with you.
If you really do spend a week and sell one thing, and you don't have to just run it once a week, you can spend a week studying a tool and then recommend it throughout the week, right? Cover it in a different way each day. So you'll talk about a specific benefit each day, but you are 100% or 500% more behind that tool than just covering the surface. So that might actually work for you.
Okay.
Well, Phil, I think that's we have another 10 minutes or so if you have other specific questions, but I think that's about what we can do with improving the traffic and conversion from what you're talking about. I'm hoping we weren't too rough on you today. I really do like the site, and I appreciate you being so true to the principles that you're really built up a brand and maintaining the brand, and I applaud you for that. We're just trying to figure out how you can inject a little bit more personality so you could sell without ruining that. And I understand what Yoav is saying, that it might be better to just disclose things up front in the places that were an ad, but you say, I felt so passionate about this, I had to say something. I mean, okay. You do have marketing commentary. Do you have any other questions or concerns or thoughts about what we talked about today?
Well, the other thing that I've been mulling over is how can I make the site deeper in the sense that it builds a following, for example, a membership, that you get additional content and benefits that you don't get just by coming to the home page. If you think that this subject matter and this way of presenting it on the home page lends itself to adding a deeper relationship with the readers, I think that might be a way that I can monetize the site more productively than affiliate ads.
The first thing that comes to mind is whether you might be able to create some type of a discount club. So, since you have the eyeballs and you have the brand that lends to people's authorities, I'm wondering if you could contact a lot of these vendors and create some type of a discount deal special for your members only, and then it's some outrageously no-brainer price like $9.95 a month, and they wind up saving 20% on every product that they buy or something, because they're spending $5,000 a year anyway in internet marketing products, but what if you give them $1,000 of that back for $10 a month? That's one idea that I have. Yoav, you have other ideas?
For a continuity program, no. No, I'm sorry.
The value proposition here is keep up with all the latest stuff, and you're already giving them all the latest stuff. So, well, Phil, what were you thinking? What could you give them over and above what you're giving them already?
I could build a site where you would have resources to build your own marketing. So, for example, they could have a host of graphics. You have tools that let you build pages. It could have other technology that would let you do your marketing more efficiently, and it could sell, once you're in that space, I could sell you hosting and other things on top of the things you get as part of the club.
Have you been able to sell hosting as an affiliate so far?
I have had some affiliate ads. I have not sold many. As I say, my ads do not convert typically, but the hosting has converted as well as anything else, just about.
I mean, I would test those things as affiliate promotions first, and there are existing places that do that. Everything from as simple as Weebly to Wix, or and I would try to see, can you send out an email to promote something like that before I would build the whole infrastructure myself?
Well, yeah, that is just one facet. The question is, should I build a membership site that you get additional benefits from being a part of the club, and hosting was just one of the examples of what those benefits might be.
Phil, can you survey your audience and ask them what else they want from you? What's the single most important thing I could help you with that I haven't helped you with yet?
I can do that. certainly I've run a survey. It's been years ago now, 2 years ago, but I could certainly do another one to find out what people are thinking now.
Yeah, just have them reply to the email. Don't set up a SurveyMonkey thing. Just have them reply to the email, and let's see if there are benefits they might associate with you. Selling continuity is difficult.
Tough.
People would rather pour hydrochloric acid on their genitals than pay for another monthly bill. So you have to have very, very, very strong copy and bonuses. You got to have an exceptionally strong offer and something that's really desirable. Yeah, I mean, I have a list about your size in the internet marketing world, and I mean, I did sell over how much of continuity? I don't want to misquote it. Over $1 million of continuity. I know that. But it was over the course of many years, and I wasn't shy about selling, and I had, 40 to 50 audios and videos and PDFs, and I had all kinds of strong endorsements, and
you had a very specific, unique offer,
and I have all kinds of proof behind me, and a very unique selling proposition. And it's wonderful to sell continuity. It's particularly hard to sell in the internet marketing space. So I don't want to rain on your parade, but I'm worried about.
Yeah, I wouldn't go there as a first step at all.
Okay.
I would try. Sorry, go ahead, Glenn.
Go ahead, Yoav.
The easiest moves for you would be to increase the traffic you're getting. And improving the conversion rate for your ads. So I'd like to run back through the suggestions we've made. The first is to have more skin in the game when you recommend a product. So instead of having one journalistic-like survey of a product, of the features of a product, have a more specific endorsement of a product throughout the week or even throughout a month. Make the effort to really get behind a specific product and sell that specific product that should increase sales immediately.
Right.
And then do all the email subject line tests we talked about, because getting a higher... Glenn?
No, go ahead.
Getting a higher open rate for your emails is key to getting more sales. Improve the advertising page. Explain in more detail about what you're giving away and how people can get that. And then improve the sign-up with the specific bonuses for each type of email, for each type of article. And if you do all of these, you'll get more traffic and probably more sales. You should get more traffic and probably more sales.
And fix this copy over here.
Right.
If you listen to the recording, we came up with some copy for you in the beginning.
Yes. Good.
Okay, Phil. Well, we really appreciate you being on. Really appreciate you being on the call. And maybe you can come back in a couple of months and let us know what happened.
That would be great.
Thank you very much, Phil.
Thanks for your time, Phil.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for your time and attention. For more information about the products and services we offer to help dramatically grow your business, please visit thecustomermachine.com. On behalf of Glenn and Yoav, thanks for listening.